You're gonna break the fence. Oh my. Not a single care in the world. Wow. What do you mean?
Back there behind there. That
What?
comes up good. It's not, the grass is dead.
The white. Last year you had Theo in your womb.
While we were doing yard work. And every time I felt like I needed to barf, I would come out here and do yard work.
Whenever you smell my breath, you're like, I'm out.
Or chicken cooking, or...
And here's what crazy is that behind you, we have Theo in flesh with us. So we're doing manual labor, and then maybe 4 years, we'll have child labor.
That's horrible.
We're gonna have these guys be like, all right, dude, I'll give you $5, go rake the backyard.
Not when he's 5.
We'll pay him. Pretty heavy. Two more. Here we go. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, for you. So the goal is to edge all of this line right here. Goal is to plant stuff, according to my wife. I guess she uses a better term. Trying to weed whacker is working a little bit better than doing manually. It's an emotional day. We have to take the insert from his car seat.
Sad day.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is a new week. Today is officially the frost here in Iowa. It's currently 35 degrees. It was very cold this morning when we woke up. And as you know, I'm dropping off Theo to my parents. So we have to bundle him up like a little bear, literally. So we know that not only fall is upon us, but winter eventually comes too fast in the Midwest. You have to take advantage of the heat of the sun as much as you can. Leaves are officially on the ground. They have to be raked. By who? Hopefully not me. Just kidding. Ashley and I were trying to work in our yard, but since it's getting very chilly outside, we're gonna have to be strategic, finding a day that works for us, that is nice and warm, which moving forward is probably not gonna happen. I can see people going on a walk with a hoodie and a hat, gloves. Also, if you're watching, I'd love to know where you guys are watching from. If you're from the tropical weather, tropical land, the Bahamas, if you are from South America, if you are from Africa, Asia, wherever you're from, I'd love to know in the comments.
I'll get it.
This is a gift I get from Grandma.
She made it. Cool. If we perfected the recipe, we'll leave it in the description box. But if it's not perfected, we will not.
Comment recipe to get the, you know those people?
On Instagram.
So annoying. They look like cookies, but they're burgers with chocolate chips. Ellen, to explain to us what you're doing.
Well, I'm making Ashley's quote-unquote
Invention.
frosting.
Whatever invention she
Healthy cream cheese frosting. And a red balloon and a picture of the cow jumping over the moon.
So we usually have Bible study on Wednesday nights at church, but tonight we're doing something different. We're taking advantage of the weather here in Iowa, which is honestly gorgeous. It's incredible. As you can see, we're here in this property that someone from church let us use, and it's beautiful. And so we have fire going on. We're gonna have some music. We're gonna have food and hot dogs and all that American stuff that you eat when you have a fire, s'mores. So we're super excited just to bond together with men. I think it's very important to do that. And I think the girls are doing their stuff too tonight. So it's very exciting. Or somebody in a red pick. Now, let me preface this by saying that I struggle with this myself. I came for a run over my lunch break for 30 minutes, 35 minutes, which is probably like 3 miles. And one of the things that I've noticed recently is that I will make time for things that matter to me. And I've said it before, I will make my priority to love Jesus. I will make my priority to be faithful in my ministry to Ashley and Theo. My family comes before fitness, before church even, and before any other activity in my life. But I realized that another thing that really matters to me and is a huge value for me and my family is health. Eating right, exercising, and so I came for a little run. 30 minutes, I know life is crazy. We have a 4-month-old, and sometimes you have to carve out time in the most random times during the day, because the afternoon after I come home from the office, I want to make sure that I'm helping Ash, that I'm serving Theo, that I am helping around the house. But also I'm like, okay, I probably don't have time to work out in the afternoon, so I have to carve time early in the morning or during lunch. So some people cannot afford to do that, but you need to find time. But one of the things that I would encourage you to do, whether you're a guy or a girl, is to write down things that you value as a family. If fitness is part of that, if faith is part of that, if whatever that may be is part of that, then you need to write it down and actually execute that throughout the week, because you cannot value things that you don't practice. So I want to make sure that I lead by example to my wife, to my son, to my family, and my church. So I wanted to encourage you with that. Make time for things that matter the most. This looks like an Iowa painting.
They like the corn.
Yeah, they like She's over there. I was wondering. We need to go.
Great to see you guys.
Yeah, good to see you guys.
What would you rate the pizza, my love?
This one's really good. I like it a lot. His head turns when he sees the cars go by. What do you think?
My hope is only Jesus. All my life is only bound to His. I know I'm in forgiven. The future sure.
Fail the Great Commission, then let's just become monks and nuns and withdraw from the world. But if we want to succeed in the Great Commission, succeed as it says. So as you can see, I was rehearsing and I was practicing and going over my notes for my sermon the following morning at church. And so I wanted to show you a little clip of the actual sermon that Sunday morning that really impacted me, and I hope that it impacts you as well. Now let me finish with this. How many of you have ever watched the movie Forrest Gump? But this movie is really about a man named Forrest who lives a very extraordinary life despite some of his challenges. And so one of the things that we see in the movie is that he plays college in football, and then then he serves in Vietnam, and then he creates and starts a shrimp business, super random stuff. And then he decides to run across the country. And this is the moment in the movie where we see Forrest deciding to go on an aimless run across the country. And the movie tells us that he runs for 3 years, 2 months, 14 days, and 16 hours. He doesn't know where he's going or why he's doing it. All he said, and I'm gonna attempt to do the accent, that day, for no particular reason, I decided to go for a little run. I knew I was gonna butcher it. We're gonna have to delete this from the live stream. And one of the things that you see is that he's running through this highway in the middle of nowhere, and he has like this little crowd that has been following him for a few years now. And it's very interesting. He has a beard. He looks kind of rough. He turns around after running for 3 years again. He looks at them and he says, I'm pretty tired. I think I'll go home now. And just like that, Forrest just stops. And he goes home. I was, looking back at this movie and think that we can be like Forrest Gump sometimes as individuals, as a church. We can be running and we're running hard and we're busy and we're tired and we're part of all this thing. But then at the end we realize, I don't even know why I ran. I don't even know where I was going, but I was told to run, so I just ran. We can be so distracted by good things that we forget that, hey, we need to run for a purpose. And that purpose, the Great Commission gives us purpose. It gives us direction because it's not just about running, it's about running with a mission. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24 says, run in such a way as to get the prize.
Here we go.
Today he's getting his shots, 4-month shots.
You're gonna be so brave today, just like last time. Just like last time. What else?
He seems very attentive to everything.
Very, very attentive, yes.
I know I'm wearing this silly mask. I don't know. It's gonna be a long season, isn't it? What are you doing? What are you doing? I love you. I love you.
He slept during CrossFit, and then he woke up and we went the last 10 minutes, and then I had my own personal trainer at the end kicking me in the butt.
You did great, Mama. What was the hardest? You were doing, I'm sure a lot of people in the vlog won't know some of the movements. You rode for 800 meters.
I rode for 800 meters. I did 40 of those snatch things. What are those called?
Thrusters.
Thrusters. See, I don't even know the names. And then
Ring rows.
40 ring rows?
You didn't do 40 ring rows.
Yes, I did.
I think you did less. I think it was supposed to be 30.
No. Did you do 30?
I did 30 pull-ups.
No, I think it was more ring rows.
Well, you did great, and I'm so proud of you for coming. And
Maybe it was 30. I can't remember.
well, we had to be flexible because we have been working out. We tried doing during lunch. We've tried morning.
You realize 5:30 works the best.
Sometimes 5:30 p.m. works best, but it's kind of the last thing of the day. You're like sluggish. What you want to do is just stay home. Plus, it gets darker earlier,
Mi abuela había aprendido a volar gracias a las personas que vinieron mucho